Hey everybody, thanks so much for tuning in to this week's episode of the Agent Evolution Show. So today what I'd like to talk with you about is something a little different than usual. Today I'd like to share with you just something that I've been going back and forth with over this last week in my life. And it's this. I've noticed that over the last week, my energy's just been really heavy. Like there's just been some things on my mind and things on my heart, and wasn't quite able to pinpoint or put my finger on it until just yesterday morning. And it's this. I noticed there was a couple areas in my life that were lacking significantly, actually. And what I mean by that is these were areas of my life that I was responsible to show up in a big way and handle some responsibilities and obligations. And I was failing to do that. Hence the consistent heavy energy that I was carrying around. And at first, when I took a look at it, my ego stepped in and said, hey, no, you know what? I'm totally justified in not showing up 100% and taking care of my responsibility and obligations with these areas because, hey, listen, there's only one of me. And I've got all these other projects going on, all these other responsibilities, all these other demands on me and my time. So no, you know what? I'm okay not handling these couple areas right now. And what I noticed was one thing. Yesterday, I took a look at these situations and said, do I have the ability to respond to these situations? And if I'm honest with myself, the answer is, of course, yes, I do have the ability to respond. Okay, then I have the responsibility to respond. Now, I'm not talking about blame or fault on why it's not getting done. Just simply, do I have the ability to respond to the situation? And the answer is yes. Okay, great. That brings me a little bit of peace of mind and a little bit of empowerment. Now, separate issue. Do I have the capacity to act on this situation to affect change or a different outcome? Yes, I do. Okay, so I have the ability to respond and I have the capacity to act. So why haven't I? There's the question. That's the question that ultimately gave me some freedom. And when I was honest with myself, the reason I didn't act upon these or take responsibility over them is because, quite honestly, these couple areas that I was lacking, they intimidated me. I was a little scared. So naturally it was easy to deflect the responsibility, deflect acting on it, and go to protect my ego of I'm busy, I'm overwhelmed, and it's okay for me to not show up over here. And the fact of the matter is that's just complete and utter crap. Like that's unacceptable, and I won't tolerate it from myself. However, I had to first have the awareness and notice that I was actually scared of it. That's why I was deflecting. So it was a powerful thing. Now, awareness doesn't buy you a cup of coffee, right? Like you need to be aware of something in order to affect change, but that's only step one. So instantly, when I was having this conversation with somebody that's really important to me in my life and near and dear to me, I said, you know what? I'm going to do something about this, and I'm going to do something about it right now. So I went into action and I formulated a plan and a strategy to turn all of that around and begin to start executing immediately. And I'll tell you, instantly my energy shifted, like complete opposite. Not just change, but it was the opposite. I felt lighter, I felt more vibrant, I felt more alive. I felt free that I had the liberty to change these areas of my life because I was simply willing to look at it. But I'll tell you, what made a significant difference over the last 24 hours that all this awareness happened was the people in my closest circle. They're willing to give me feedback. They're willing to ask me tough questions. They're willing to support me and look at how I'm showing up, why am I showing up this way. But I set up that environment. I set up those people to be part of my circle. And so, as I end every video in Agent Evolution, who are you surrounding yourself with? Because it matters. If you're staying stuck, or you keep recreating the same old results and you're not happy with it, maybe it's time to change your environment, change the people around you. You see, I believe in surrounding myself with people that are willing to do what I'm willing to do. They're willing to put in the effort. They're willing to be introspective. They're willing to lay it out on the table and not risk the fear of judgment from others, but love and support instead. So, take a look at what areas that you're not taking action on and ask yourself the important question, why? And be brutally honest with yourself. It's okay. In fact, it's quite freeing and liberating when you can own the fact of why you're not showing up in certain areas. And when you own that and you realize you have the ability to respond and you have the capacity to act differently, now you're open to solutions on how you can affect change to cause a different outcome. So, you don't have to go in this stuff alone. The people in your closest sphere, if they're doing the same thing, they can lend you support. So again, who you surround yourself with matters. And hey, listen, I don't know if I'm just crazy or what, but leave me a comment below and let me know if you've experienced what I just talked about. I'd love your feedback. Thanks so much for watching. Make it a great day.